With the first course of combat finished, we're ready to dig into some action with Bronson. Will justice be served? Find out this week on the Hapless Heroes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco, and I'm your host and DM as we continue our exciting combat/adventure. I'm going to go ahead and quickly introduce our cast so we can jump right back into the swing of things. Starting on my virtual left, we have Dave as Omega Project Prototype 0.
Good evening, everyone.
Mike as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
Let's get to the beating.
Nicole as Boris the Butcher.
I am ready to stab.
Phil as Hedrick the Entertainer.
Oh, the acoustics in here sound pretty good.
And John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
One doppel down, one more to go.
Yeah, so quick recap. Last time we ended at the top of initiative. We are going right back in with Zero's turn. Bronson has been damaged quite a bit. He's got some heat metal going on his staff. He's got fairy fire affecting him. So y'all are attacking with advantage, I believe. And the headless, handless corpse of the doppelganger of Jarrell has now been risen and is also about to do some stuff. So before anyone else gets to do some stuff, though, Zero, you get to do some stuff. We are going right back to your turn, bud.
Fantastic. And since we're on initiative, we're definitely going to be taking shots with Sharpshooter. So 3 shots, and since it's a 13 minus 5, it's still with a plus 8. Let's see, first one is going to be... And 18 against AC, 14, 15, 17, 19, 20, 22 against AC.
And you are attacking Bronson?
I believe he's, the other one's shambling around. Yeah, fuck him though. We drop Bronson, the whole thing ends. So yeah, Bronson it is.
You think that at least. Okay. So this is going to be actually, I forgot, because he still has his aura of, his holy aura active. He has not canceled or ended his concentration on that quite yet. So you either have advantage or disadvantage, because fairy fire plus this.
You just have advantage.
Oh, okay. So if we're just at standard advantage, then we'll re-roll that entirely, and we are not going to bother with Sharpshooter to start till I get his AC sussed out a little bit more. So first attack is a 15 against AC.
15 will miss.
All right. Hey, but 2 on the die will do that. Second. Hey, that's more like it. That's a 28 against AC. Or 26. 26, rather. 26. I wasn't mad.
That will still do the job.
All right. And third one is a 19 on the die, so that's a crit.
Yay!
Well done.
All right, so our first one, which is just a D10 plus 6 piercing, that'll give us 6 and 6. That's 12 piercing on the first one. The second one is going to be 10 plus 6. That's 16 plus 6, so 22 on the second.
Okay, give me the total there.
So a 22 and a 12 should come to a 34 piercing, magical. Well, magical in that it's a plus X weapon.
Yep, got it. Okay, perfect.
Fantastic, and Zero is going to take that, take his movement to withdraw about another 10 feet back and kind of diagonal away from where our extra reanimated doppel is kicking around.
Yep. I mean, he's kind of in the mix right now with everybody. So we're actually going to start now with Bronson's action before we go to the other doppelganger, the risen doppelganger, right? So he reels from the attacks he's sustained here, and is very upset. Like he's cursing you out, and he's just saying like, no, like you. Hold on. We've spent so long creating this. I will not see it destroyed today. And you see he retreats a bit and places and goes back up onto that raised platform and places his hand on the orb that was standing on that pedestal. As he places his hand on it,
did he just make an ability check?
Did he just make an ability check?
Yeah.
Oh, from all the hits.
Well, no, it's because he has heat metal on the staff, which he did not drop. And if he does not drop it, he has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my next turn.
I think he made the check when you dealt the initial damage and he had passed it. So that's his. So when
he didn't drop it.
He didn't drop it.
So since it's still in contact with him, then he still has disadvantage, right?
And attack rolls made with that weapon. He's not attacking with his staff, though.
So it says, if it doesn't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Well, yeah, he's placed his hand on the orb, so he can actually just drop it now.
Okay.
So like this, just burning staff is like, now just like melting on the ground there as it's being superheated. But as he places his hand on the orb, there's sort of this explosion of energy, and these spirits begin to start swirling out and around from the orb and now begin to sort of envelop him. So his holy aura, you see, disappears as he does this. And now it's just like all these spirits are just sort of flitting and flying all around him in about a distance about 15 feet that are kind of almost obscuring your view of him. And it's just sort of swirling around there. It's kind of creating this like 15-foot radius around his body, and like kind of creating a dome of just like all these floating and flying, shrieking spirits. And then as a legendary action, he will cast an additional spell. I need Jarrell to make a wisdom saving throw as you start to feel the muscles in your body begin to constrict.
That's a 16.
Okay, you fail the save. You are now under the effect of hold person, so you are paralyzed.
Okay.
And now we're going to move on to Doppelganger Jarrell. You're going to see that, from the right hand that is missing, he's going to like raise up the stump, and from some corner of the room, that little that hand that had jumped off crawls back and reattaches itself. And it begins to glow green once more. What you're going to see is it starts to swirl the hand around from the headless cavity in the armor, a green skull appears.
Green skull?
And he's going to pick up the sword he dropped and look. See, Jarrell is paralyzed. We still have Boris, Hedrick, and Quinn in the mix, so I'm going to go eeny, meeny, miny, mo on this with a d6. Quinn, it's going to swing at you.
Cool. My face, my
You
beautiful
got a
face.
lucky, it's a 16 to hit.
16.
You have an AC of 16?
I have an AC of 16. I have a shield.
Does hit then. Okay, so in that case, the attack connects. He gets that one quick, desperate swing on you. So that's going to be 20 slashing damage
Ooh.
and 10 cold damage. As you feel the bite of this unholy blade slice through your skin.
I'm gonna use my reaction to parry the attack.
Okay.
So I'm going to cut down the damage by my superiority dice plus my dex modifier. So I cut 10.
Oh, very nice.
Yep. All right. So I don't know if I can choose which one it blocks, but I'm just gonna block the.
I mean, it was all
Was
one
that
attack,
first
so
one?
you're just going to
Yeah.
take... It was some of the slashing damage? Sure.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Well, that's their turn, so we're going to move on to Boris now.
All right. So Boris is going to make a sneak attack with her trusty dagger on Bronson.
You are inspired, so if you have to, you can add a D10 to it.
I do
Yep, and I would say sneak attack might be a hard sell, seeing as how he's on his own right now with like a bunch of spirits and stuff flying and flitting around him.
I am hiding right now behind Hedrick. That's where I left off.
Yeah, you would still need either advantage, have a target, or have an ally within 5 feet of him, or yeah.
I have advantage because I'm hiding, though.
But you have disadvantage because you are throwing through a shield wall of spirits essentially to try to hit
Oh,
him.
that's true. Okay.
Oh wait, is the fairy fire dispelled?
Shouldn't be.
Actually, no, it would not be.
So I
You
have.
just have vantage. You have just a normal ass attack.
Well, I have 2 advantage and 1 dis. Nope. Yep. I guess.
There's no stacking or like one more
Yeah.
advantage over the other. It's just if there's advantage and disadvantage that exist, they cancel each other out.
They're neutral. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So I'm gonna do that.
So
Right
yeah,
now,
throw-
I don't have
throw-
advantage, so I can't sneak attack anymore. I
Yeah,
can't.
but you could still just regular attack, or you
Or you could
can-
attack the headless doppelganger.
I can sneak attack the headless doppelganger,
Well,
right?
no, it's advantage. You just straight up get it. If it has an enemy of enemy within 5 feet, you just have to not have disadvantage, which you don't anymore.
Correct. So you would qualify for sneak attack on the undead doppelganger.
Cool. I'm going to attack the undead doppelganger then
Okay,
with my trusty dagger.
sounds good.
And I'm fairly certain I'm using my bardic inspiration here. I'm using a lucky here.
Oh, was that a 1?
It was not a 1. It was a neighbor to 1. Yep, we're going to add the bardic inspiration for sure. Okay. 24?
Yes, 24 will do it.
Yeah.
You didn't want to admit it.
I just had a double check.
Okay, question. For the sneak attack, I add 7d6 to the regular attack?
Yeah, you add that damage on top of the normal attack damage.
35.
Okay, it takes 35 piercing damage. And then the knife you actually made an attack at melee range, so yeah. Right? Because like you're right up there in battle. You didn't have to throw it.
Oh, cool. So 35 plus 37 damage.
37 piercing. Mm-hmm. And we are on to Hedrick's turn. You have Boris hiding behind you.
About how far away is the swirling cloud of spirits around Bronson?
He's probably, I'd say, 30 to 35 feet away from you.
And
No, 30 feet away from you.
This undead construct doppelganger
Is like right next to you, pretty much.
right next to me. Okay. When it counts for, I just want to double check because last time I leveled up, I got a high level spell, and of course, the one that I chose has a gold cost to one of the components. So simply playing the music for Hedrick isn't going to cut it. right?
I mean, if there is a gold cost associated with it, then you have to have bought that reagent.
You realize, of course, Hedrick hasn't made a single copper working with the hapless heroes so far. So
I mean, it's sort of a pooled treasury that, y'all do adventuring supplies and things.
Maybe I was absent for those episodes, but I don't think...
no one ever asked if they could buy anything, so,
Well, that's where I'm at. I feel like when I leveled up, I just never even considered the fact that I would have to buy something, but maybe I'll just wait till next session. I'll have to choose a different spell or something, because I don't see us shopping in High Rock.
Maybe. Out of curiosity, what spell is it that you were trying to cast?
Force Cage.
Okay.
7th level costs 1,500 worth of ruby dust.
We will have to subtract... Well, here's the thing, okay? Why don't we just subtract 1,500 from the collective Hapless Heroes loot pool here? Because I kind of want to see if this works. You took that spell. I would like for you to be able to use the spell you took when you leveled up.
Okay.
I'd like to know what the actual cumulative gold that we have is.
Well, one of y'all was supposed to keeping track. I'm not keeping track.
Lily carrying a god. What is gold anymore?
Somehow I have 37,000 gold pieces written down, but I don't know.
That sounds about right, honestly.
We have an insane amount of gold just all over the place, and
So
access to literally whatever we want.
That's going to be the number then, Quinn. So if you could just subtract 1,500 from that 37,000, that's we're just going to consider that an operational expense for the Hapless Heroes.
Would
that's my individual account.
Like 1,500
As far as I know,
gold
that's
is-
individual. And I'm pretty sure Quinn's a really good saver.
Uh-huh.
To be fair, it's that's an operational expense the same way and at about the same gold cost as a night of drinking for the Hapless Heroes is at this point.
And also, this the last time you've checked. There could be at this point royalties that have built up that are waiting to be deposited to the keep treasury. From all of the stories and things that have released from your individual lives.
Yeah.
So
flashback to 2 years ago. Mike's like, "Hey guys, I'll write it down. I'll keep track of the gold." I just have my own. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Well, those who keep track of the gold are the ones who determine what number we have. So there you go, Mike.
370,000.
37,000. Nice try, though. I like where your head's at.
If you put it in the bank, right? There's interest, so.
We are in the middle of a fight, goddammit.
Biddens.
So that being said, Hedrick, yes, you may cast Force Cage.
First thing he's going to do, he saw Boris had a little bit of luck with her attack, and he's going to continue his inspiration for her, so she'll get another D10. Now, Boris, she's a riddle full of mystery. Pocket dimension on her chest that provides her every need. Bubble gum and daggers, defender of the free. She'll fight and spit and surely fit, all in good company.
Yeah.
Boris Dan realized she was supposed to be hiding and ducked back down quickly.
And Hedrick has not broken concentration. He is
on that heat metal, yeah.
And he's locking, so now he sees the staff gets dropped, he sees the spirits start swirling around Bronson, and he has the approximation. He knows he's touching the orb, so he's going to cast this. I'm not sure if you would count anything with the amplifier, whether that's just range or whether it counts for the actual size of the spell I might cast, or if perhaps...
It can, yes.
Okay.
So say if it was like a 15-foot cone, we're going to go ahead and make that a 30-foot cone. Because you have to use a charge to make it happen anyways, so...
So it's a range of 100 feet, but it creates a 10-foot by 10-foot cube, solid box, or I can create a slightly larger barred
So-
cage.
Here's how I think I want to rule how your cool amplifier that we made up works.
Mhm.
You can either choose to double the range or double the area of effect.
Okay, perfect. I would choose to sort of double the area of effect. So I'd like to make a 20 foot by 20 foot by 20 foot solid box
Okay.
centered on the orb.
Okay. Does it just happen? Is there any saves that need to be made? Or?
No saves. You start to hear Hedrick playing a riff you've never heard before. It's on the fat strings. He's playing the bass. Bum, 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 bum. What I got, I'm gonna get you, put you in it. What I got, you're gonna get, I'll put you in it. Spell slot 7th level, gonna spend it. Short shot, yeah, no, you're gonna hate it. Put you in the box of wish, there's no escaping. Put them away, put them away, put them away now. Put them away, put them away, put them away now. Put them away, put them away, put them away now. In my force cage, you ain't gonna play now.
I am so glad that I allowed this spell to be cast. Because that is a moment that would not have happened otherwise. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so tell me what happens.
So what you have is a 20 foot by 20 foot by 20 foot solid box. And I'm going to say it's swirly, glittery, sort of that oil slick incandescent, mirrored effect around this thing. And no magic can penetrate within or out of this box. You cannot escape by magical means unless you pass a saving throw.
Okay.
Everything encompassed is trapped. Nothing may pass through or out of the solid box. There's two different ways I can do this. A cage, which obviously allows things to go through, or a solid box. So even in that respect, I don't imagine we can see him anymore.
So you legitimately just put Bronson in timeout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This just 20-foot cube, 20 foot like cube,
So
just appears. There it is. He's in jail now.
So I'll just continue. If a creature tries to use teleportation or interplanar travel to leave the cage, it must first make a charisma saving throw. On a success, it can use that magic to exit the cage. On a failure, the creature can't exit the cage and waste the use of that spell. It also extends to the ethereal plane, blocking ethereal travel. This spell cannot be dispelled by dispel magic.
Now, when you're saying that, so ethereal travel, repeat that line about ethereal travel again, because that's going to actually kind of be important here.
This cage, or box in this case, also extends to the ethereal plane.
Okay. So, but even if it was to, yeah, it's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So, Bonk, go to holy jail.
Damn.
How long does it last for?
1 hour.
Okay. This is
We're
actually
sitting here
pretty.
twiddling our thumbs for an hour.
This is pretty fantastic. No, I
short
really like
resting.
this. I really like this because. Hold on.
That's
I just
DM. That's DM speak for I fucking hate you.
No. I absolutely love this. I just need to make sure that I know exactly what to do here. Okay.
And he's going to say, hey, Quinn, can I have about 1,500 gold pieces worth of ruby dust real quick? I just got to keep this going.
Little busy here.
All right then.
Oh, when you get to it. You know what? I'll just... Okay, it's fine. And Hedrick will stay put, offering Boris the much-needed cover.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and go on to Jarrell, who is paralyzed still. You would have to end your turn to make a saving throw to try to break out of this. Which is, I think, all you can do. Yeah, so if you can make me a wisdom save and end your turn and see if you are able to break.
So if magic can't be cast through, is that hold person that's on him, is that a concentration spell? And
it is concentration.
would that the cage then?
How about I make a concentration check and we'll see. Very much, yes. It is still active. It was a 19 on the die.
Okay, well, I got a 26, so I'm out.
Yep, you are now out. You are no longer paralyzed.
Where? I can't move, can I?
You can. Oh no, it ends your turn to make the save. So yes, we
Where
are
I-
now moving on to Quinn. You still have a doppelganger Jarrell that is very much an active threat.
Yeah.
As it just tried to attack you and dead.
So initially, I was actually going to try to unparalyze Jarrell, but since he is now up and walking around again, I am going to go ahead and make a melee attack. Not as exciting as some of the other stuff going on, but it's something. I'm going to attack him with my rapier. Ooh. That doesn't do anything. 14, right? No, nothing.
14 is not going to do it, no.
I didn't think so. Okay. I'm going to... I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration to Jarrell. Get off your keister and let's get going!
Anything else? You're going to attack this? You already attacked this guy, so I think that's action
I'm
bonus
not
action.
going to waste an action at this point for an action surge.
Okay.
So Bardic Inspiration, you have an extra D8, Jarrell.
Nice. Okay. Excellent. That's going to take us back to 0.
Fantastic. All right, we are gonna. I guess we got to switch gears since Bronson's dome is about as accessible as the moon right now. We're just gonna aim and tab target over to our friend the doppelganger V2 here.
Tab target.
Yeah, I know. I'm super low effort like that. We haven't really zeroed in, pun intended, what his AC is. So we're gonna start with just regular non-sharpshooter attacks. First one, let's see if 5 plus 13 is 18 against AC.
Does not. And you guys did zero in, but since you didn't
Yeah, we
remember,
did.
I'm not going to tell you.
It's 23 or 24.
Yeah, for some reason I thought I had it written down, and apparently I don't, at least on the sheet of paper I have. So,
I think it was 23.
that sounds about rightish. But anyway, second attack coming in. Let's see, that is going to be a 12 on the die, so that's a 25 against AC.
That'll do it.
We know that'll do the job. Third attack coming in. Let's see, 10, so 23 against AC, just for confirmation.
Match.
Match! There we go. Okay, good. And now I've got that actually written down in the notes. So we're going to take our 2 hits. Let's see, D10 plus 6. That's 16 on the first attack and a 11 on the second attack. And so a grand total of 27.
Yep. Doppelganger Jarrell not looking so hot once more, but still standing.
All
And
right.
It just shrieks some unholy, vitriol at you from its glowing green skull.
Green skull.
Go.
All right, and Zero, not one to stay in one place if he's going to be doing the whole range thing. He's going to circle, let's say, clockwise kind of around the room. Sort of go half left side of the room from the entrance, about halfway between the front and the back of the room. So just sort of way over to the left if you were looking at it on a map.
Mm-hmm. So there's a couple doors to some small antechambers behind you. If you have your back to that wall.
All right, well, maybe that becomes fun later, but right now I want to focus on the chamber and not the anti-chamber.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's what we're going to call my turn then.
Can you hear through the force cage, Hedrick? Like, is it possible to still project?
I am reading at further inspection. One of the first descriptions is an immobile, invisible, cube-shaped prison composed of magical force springs into existence. So I chose the box. The fact that it's solid would lead me to believe it blocks magic and it blocks physical things from passing through.
So even sound.
I would think sound travels physically.
Perfect.
So,
Nope, just need to make sure.
But you can see it. You can see the spirits and the orb, like it's invisible. I thought it was opaque. It's not.
Perfect. Well, you're going to see then that the spirits will dissipate, and you'll see that Bronson has lifted his hand from the orb. And he just looks, and he walks right to the edge of the cage, right? Puts his hand on the force, right? And just kind of gives you like the finger wag, like Dikembe Mutombo.
He's miming.
And what's the DC on the charisma save Bronson would need to make?
18.
18? Perfect. Plus 12 is... we got a 21.
Ooh.
You see that as he does that finger wag, right? He turns around and almost like with just the tip of his other finger on his hand, tears open like a sort of just a rift in midair, pulls it open, and all you can see inside of it is just like dark, like shadowy, like gloomy, like almost like a purple and like black, like just backdrop with all these like wisps of black smoke coming out from it, and he just steps through and is gone.
There was no distinguishing object or any recognizable. It was really just kind of smoky, swirly colors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
And like wispy black smoke kind of pouring out from it. And as soon as he goes through, the rift literally just seals shut and then disappears.
Okay.
The doppelganger is still standing. And turns to Hedrick, who so lovingly cast that Force Cage spell.
Yep.
And with like just like an evil cackle, raises the Sword of Justice over its head. Sorry, the Sword of Injustice over its head.
Is Hedrick within 5 feet of me? I don't remember how far apart we all are.
No, because you didn't have a chance to move. So, he's not. However, Hedrick, he's going to make 3 attacks at you with the Sword of Injustice.
Okay.
Okay, the lowest I rolled is a 22 against AC.
Bring it on.
Oh, it's coming.
Hedrick really thought about going invisible.
I'm surprised none of you are.
Well, the last time he tried to go invisible, a bunch of confetti shot out of his hand, so he's probably a little reluctant.
Okay, we got... I'm just going to give you the grand total of everything.
Okie dokie, I appreciate that.
$43 slashing damage. And... $30 cold damage.
Hedrick sees the attack coming, has no time to move except to get his loot out of the way. Sacrifices his body to save the loot.
Okay. Yeah, and you took a wallop there.
Still standing.
Hashtag save the loot.
Within a breath of life, I would say.
Oh shit.
Like he is not looking good. With each cleave, you've never seen him get hacked so easily. It's like through a cake. A delicately iced cake is now. Yeah.
Oof. All right, Hedrick's not looking great. Hedrick, I would like for you to make me a concentration check.
Force Cage is not a concentration spell.
It's not.
It's a 7th level spell, so those little details are what's making it
I
such
gotcha.
a high level. Yeah.
So if anything, then the only concentration you've lost is if you were still concentrating on heat metal.
Which I dropped.
Yeah. So in that case, never mind. I'm just going to go ahead and forget this ever happened. Boris, it's your turn.
Perfect. Boris is going to use poor Hedrick as a launch pad here and grab the arm that's holding out the loot and fling herself into the air and once again attack with her dagger.
Excuse me. Wait, never mind. Not even going to bother making you check for it because the lowest you can roll in acrobatics is a 23. So, yep, you do that.
Yep.
Huh.
And I'm. Do I still have some form of advantage here?
Within
What's
5 feet.
Yeah,
He's engaged, yeah.
We're within 5 feet, so this is a sneaky leap into the air that I'm making here.
We'll call it a surprising leap.
Surprising leap.
More of a personal yeeting than anything else.
And I roll a 26.
Yup. That hits.
I love doing this with real dice. 36.
36 piercing damage.
Yes.
Man, this thing is hanging on by a thread. Anything else on your turn, Boris? You've kind of leapt over, and since you leapt over Hedrick and used him as a launch pad, you are now behind the doppelganger.
I hide behind the doppelganger. I literally just okay, leap up and grab onto his back. Is that something I can do?
I mean, yes, but I'm not going to say you're hiding. You're going to need to make a strength check
Not a dexterity check for this.
versus its strength check to see if you are able to grapple it.
I'm not really trying to grapple it. I'm just trying to hang on to it from the back so it can't see me.
If one of my children is hanging from my back, they are not hidden from me. I am
Okay, now
perfectly
if
aware
one
of
of your
where they are.
children is hanging from your back, are they doing that with strength or dexterity?
Well, it doesn't matter what's going to keep them hanging on. The fact of the matter is that their presence probably won't be a secret to me.
Well, it matters for this roll that keeps them hanging on, though.
Okay,
I
I'll say that you
agree.
are. I'll say that you are on. However, yeah, you are not hidden.
Okay. I feel like I should need to strength check to actually hold on, maybe, but I definitely
If it tries
got on in
to.
the first place.
Yeah, if it tries to remove you from itself. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to Hedrick's turn. Hedrick, you just took quite a few blows there. It's your chance to give some payback.
Yeah. He'll cast a vicious mockery.
What do you say to it?
Well, he could go back to his standard. He's got a standard for it. But no, he's just thinking, we'll set you free, you doppelganger. Why can't you see? You're not supposed to be here. You don't want to face us, but you keep me hanging on.
All right. What kind of save does it have to make?
Oh, wisdom save.
No, I think an 8 is not gonna save.
Nope.
How much damage is it taking from your vicious insults?
3d4. 4, 2, and 1. 7 psychic damage.
It is very hurt by your insults, but remains standing by just a hair.
And it'll have disadvantage on the
On its next attack roll.
Mhm.
Okay. So one out of its 3 attacks will have disadvantage.
And then bonus action, back to Boris. Back to Boris. Like, he realizes, she leapt around the side of him. And now he's just going to say, you go get him, girl.
All right. Jarrell. How are you doing over there?
Jarrell is within striking distance of the.
You can be, yes.
Okay.
Careful,
I always
there's a
forget-
Boris on its back.
Right. Green Flame Blade is a cantrip, right? I can just use that. It doesn't require a spell slot.
That is correct. Yeah, you use it
Right.
in tandem with using a melee attack. So yes.
Does it apply to both?
What do you mean?
If I do 2 attacks, does it apply to both?
I think it says your next weapon attack, right? What is it? It should say in the description of Green Flame Blade. I think it says make a melee attack as part of as part of casting the spell.
Yeah, but that's it. Like, do both attacks count?
Well, you're casting the spell, which is your actual action, instead of using your attack action. So you're actually just making one attack and turning it into a green flame blade.
Oh, okay. I don't want to do that.
Because you're
I want both
casting a
attacks.
spell. Okay.
I see. I rarely use that, so I guess I haven't really focused on how that works. The first attack will not do it with a 22.
Ooh, just under.
Right. And the second will for sure.
Okay. Are you mad at this thing? Like, tell me what's happening. 'Cause you connected.
I mean, just to know that it stood back up and replaced my handsome head with its ugly green skull.
Since you did connect, this is now considered undead. Just so you know. So
Okay. So like,
if you want to,
there's a-
if you want to roll the damage, you can, or you could just describe to me how you slay it a second time.
So I took its head off, and how did its hand come off? I forget about that. Either way,
the hand literally
popped
jumped
off.
off of its body and ran away. Yes.
This time I have him.
Cleave.
Right.
You have him. Okay. Down the top to bottom or side to side.
No, in between, side to side.
Okay. All right. And yep, it just falls over, and you can see that there's like this. There was definitely like organs and things inside. This was like some sort of creature, but they don't look human, or half elf for that matter, when it comes to what their innards look like.
Okay.
It's quiet in here again.
Does that put us out of initiative?
For now, yes.
And did I survive that?
Yes.
You were on his back, so that's why I didn't do it straight down, because you would have been in the way at some point.
That's why I was asking.
Um,
Yeah, you just fall to the ground as its top half just like slumps over.
Feet pulled up really tight.
Mm-hmm.
Jarrell will immediately use Divine Sense again.
Nothing.
Okay.
Oh,
Hero is going to aim Reason directly at that orb and just hold it there.
Can we hit the orb?
If someone wants to examine the orb, by all means go ahead. But if it acts even the slightest bit awry, I am going to detonate it right in the middle of the room.
Jarrell was going to hit it too, but I don't think we can't get through the thing.
The force cage is still there.
Yeah. So Hedrick is trying to stand from a knee, wiping the blood off of his loot, and he says, "No, just hold on a minute there, Zero. I'm pretty sure this thing lasts for an hour, and I don't know how to make it go away other than natural. Just
let it run its course."
Nowhere in the spell does it say you can end this spell at any point. It does not say you can end it. It is there for an hour.
Just there. Yeah.
So, may I suggest, if it's all right with y'all, we just take a breather? Give me a minute here to collect myself. I've caught the vapors. And he'll slump back down sitting now, just trying not to destroy his loot. He lays it down next to him, and he's going to start his Song of Rest.
Okay. So y'all are taking a short rest then, I'm assuming.
Boris attempts to scale the cube first.
It's smooth sides. You can't really, there's nothing to grab onto to scale it.
She still spends 2 or 3 minutes attempting to scale it anyway.
Fair enough. So you guys short rest, but after about 30 minutes, the quiet calm that has returned to this room is interrupted by a frantic knocking at the door that you entered this chamber from. And we'll find out what that knocking is next week on the Hapless Heroes podcast.
It's a severed hand.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. If you like us, you can find us on the internet. We are on such places as Twitter and Instagram at Hapless Heroes. Also on Facebook and Reddit, just search for Hapless Heroes Podcast. But those places really will just point you to what we consider to be the crown jewel of our internet presence, our Discord server, where you can meet and interact with us on a daily basis, hang out with all the cool kids and cats who listen to this show. Hell, you can even share pictures of your cats in our Discord server. We have a channel literally just for cats. And many other topics of discussion. But if you really like us, you can leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice, or you can even just email us at haplessheroes@gmail.com and say some nice things to us and tell us what you think. All those kind words really just kind of keep the wind in our sails and really make us want to continue to make this awesome show for you. Speaking of kind words, we actually had someone email us a couple weeks ago, and I just saw the email today. This one comes from Tim, and he says, greetings from Southern Indiana. His name is Tim, and he's a new listen to our podcast. He said he's never done anything or listened to D&D, never done anything or listened to anything D&D related before this, and was just listening to a random podcast where they did a mock D&D segment and was like, maybe a real one would be fun to listen to. And he tried several podcasts and then finally stumbled across us, the Hapless Heroes. And he's been hooked ever since and is on episode 42 right now. So whenever you make it here, bud, shout out. But he is a mail carrier that actually walks, 13 miles a day, and he's just binging all of our episodes. So we just want to say thank you, Tim, for keeping the mail flowing, especially this holiday season, as well as thank you for your patronage and your, kind words to us. Also, I have to call out his hashtags, which are hashtag Let Hoblet Smash and hashtag Fran is the best DM. Thank you.
I mean, dude, right? Probably is. I got no ego. I mean, I'm a pretty good DM, but yeah, if someone says Fran's the best DM, I mean, worst case, it's a 50-50, but you're not wrong either way.
We all work hard to make this show as excellent as it is. But thank you, Tim. But now, if you really, really like us, you can donate to our Patreon. It's just patreon.com/haplessheroes. We have a wild array of rewards at every donation level, whether it's just a shiny roll on our Discord server and a nice little message from us, to access to blooper reels and unreleased audio and other things of that nature, potentially future game nights when we host them again. So we did a couple over the summer. Always trying to find ways to give back to all of you who've kept our show running. And in the coming weeks, we'll actually be featuring one of our donors who donated at the $100 level in an episode of our podcast or two. Yeah, it's great. Check it out. See if it's worth your hard-earned dollars. I promise we will put them all back into this show to make it just even more awesome for you.
And if you really, really love us, Sally Fields and the whole deal, everybody's there, all of the fields, and you just want to show this appreciation, this love. Well, we're animal lovers here on the show, and if you're an animal lover, take to domesticating whatever type of animal you choose, what you have around you, whatever's available, that you feel safe training and being a humanitarian in the way of making sure these animals are well trained, well taken care of. So that could be anything. That could be birds, that could be rodents of some kind. Certainly there's reptiles you could find. But you create this sort of ecology around where you're located, wherever you may be listening to this. Make sure that it plays on loop while you take care of these animals, and you can sort of sculpt their personalities, if you will, sort of adapt or associate what their behavior might match one of our heroes, and then release them into the wild, and in the most I would say appropriate wilderness to release them into. Certainly, we're not talking any sort of urban areas. We want indigenous wetlands. We want, deciduous forests or what have you. And just know that nature, too, loves and respects the kindness of the hapless heroes.
That's amazing. Wow, well done. And also, bonus points if you use some of the same animals you used for some of the previous If You Really Love Us of training animals to do other things.
No, this is just for the animals' sake.
Yeah.
Rehabilitate them and then take them out into the wilderness and make sure
Exactly.
they enjoy a healthy and happy life.
So, speaking of spiritual rehabilitation, let's go ahead and outro this cast so y'all can get back to your daily lives. I'm going to go ahead and start from my virtual right now with John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
That.
Phil as Hedrick the Entertainer.
If the spires are rocking, don't come a knocking.
Nicole as Boris the Butcher.
Climb the stupid cube.
Mike as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
I didn't realize I was home. Why is there a doorbell?
And Dave as Zero, Valen's Avatar 4.
While we short-rested, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as someone gently rapping at the chamber door. 'Tis some jabroni, I muttered, tapping at the chamber door. Only this and nothing more.
Lenore!
And I'm Francesco. I've been your host and DM. We will see you next week. We love you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.